This is the Itel Smartwatch Fit O20, and we're going to review every single feature in the smartwatch. At the end of the day, you should be able to know with confidence whether you should get this device or not. If you want to know why I'm making this review, then you should watch our previous video where I talked about the problems of sub $10 smartwatches. But let's get started with the Itel Smartwatch Fit O20. Okay, welcome back again to Smart Depot, and I'm so excited to have you on this one. I mentioned earlier about the problems with cheap smartwatches. This one is $10, this one is $7, and I showed the problem with this. So I was wondering, will the Itel Smartwatch Fit O20, give me such problems or not? Before we go into testing whether this smartwatch is fully IP68 water resistant, rated, I want to just share my first impression, starting from the packaging, the extra strap. So I have like black and white strap. Charger was quite interesting because it's actually magnetic and it won't allow you to put it in the wrong polarity. For the price, I am quite impressed. One of the greatest first impression is how sharp, vivid, and bright the screen of the smartwatch is. I pinched it against the iPhone 16 Pro and Red Magic 10 Pro under the red sunlight, and it actually stood its ground. And talking about features, this device packs a lot of features. It has heart rate monitor, it has the stress monitor, it has the blood oxygen monitor, it has a lot of packed features in this one, and we're going to test all of them one by one in the video. But more impressive than all this is the Bluetooth calling, because once you receive a call, it shows up on the watch, and you can also from this watch make calls, and there's a very soft, smooth vibration that lets you know when a call has come in. So this is a blessing in disguise for people like me whose phone is always in vibration or silent mode. I'm going to show you that I make calls with this. It's connected to the iPhone 16 Pro with the Bluetooth, and I just make call with it, and the speaker is actually loud enough for you to hear what the person is saying, and the microphone quality, sweet. Now take a look at the sample of the recording. I recorded a call from this on iPhone 16 Pro.
Let me try and record from my own end. Maybe later I can check.
So let's go in and test the IP68 water resistant properly. Whew. My heart was panting when I was putting it into the water, into the sink, and then putting it into water. I'm no valor review. I would have just, went to swimming with it or dipped it in. But yes, I also placed it under the shower for over 30 seconds. And the water was pouring and pouring and pouring, and my heart was beating because that's just after 2 days of using it. I wanted to still review it. What if this device dies? But what? It survived. It survived almost 1 minute of heavy water splash. So yes, I think it can survive rainfall, all kinds of sweat, and little dipping into water. It's clearly written on the carton to avoid taking it deeper than 1.5 meters and also on salt water. So there are still some limitations, even though I can tell you that this device is IP68 rated, and that's impressive for a $15 smartwatch. Here is a good point to click on that subscribe button right now and turn on the notification bell icon to get videos like this once we upload them. And sharing this can also help somebody out who's trying to make a decision whether to buy this smartwatch or not. So let's jump into health and fitness and ask yourself, how accurately does this measure your exercise and some of the health measurements function? So yeah, I'm about to go exercise with this. You see, here I have two phones to also check whether the reading of the steps is kind of accurate. So I'm going to measure the two of them to know. And from that first impression, the smartwatch seems to be more accurate. Then I went into a more accurate test where I have to physically count my step, over 700 steps. And at the end of it, guess who was more accurate? First, I took the measurements. The Itel Fit O20 is at 26 steps. So the iPhone 16 Pro is at 25 steps. The Red Magic Pro has not moved out of the deck, so it's at 0 on Google Fit. So I took it out to take take a step. I took about 735 steps. You want to know the one that did it most accurate? Okay, let's find out. Okay, so finally the result is out. I took 735 steps. Let's see. iPhone is way over. It's actually the more accurate in this. iPhone is doing 810. This guy is doing 800, and he was at 0. So the red magic is actually less accurate on this step. This is red magic. Running Google Fit is actually the less accurate. So the most accurate in all this is actually this. So this is the problem I have with the iPhone. So you see, it now moved to 819 steps. The phone is still on this desk. I didn't move them anywhere. This one is still at 742. The Android Google Fit is still at 828 where it is. So iPhone used to kind of flicker in terms of the number. This is iPhone 16 Pro, if you can see it. So it used to flicker in number in terms of the steps. So it's not very accurate, but this is proving to be most accurate, very close to what I counted. And yeah, thumbs up. Very good in calculating steps. So this is actually a practical exercise. Interesting. I measured the heart rate. It was similar to what I usually get from the hospital. I have no idea if the blood oxygen is correct, but I measured it. For the stress test, I took a reading before and after jogging, and there was significant rise after the exercise, a pointer that it measures something. And yes, I see you have about 5 sensors behind the smartwatch, and that's a great thing. To make sure that this video doesn't get so long, I'm going to do another video for all the features, menu, every feature of this and what they do. So make sure you click on that subscribe button and turn on notification bell icon to get that video. And there's some cons in this smartwatch. Of course, there are a few things I realized that, didn't work as expected, and they are not deal breakers. The first one of them is the AI voice. I mean, I don't know what the AI's voice is supposed to do, but you get the prompt to tap, and talk after that. And if you keep talking or stop talking, nothing happens until you tap again and nothing happens. Then the next thing that didn't work as expected is the AI watch face. Of course, I was able to create 1 or 2 AI watch faces. First of all, you're supposed to create only 1 a day. AI is actually expensive nowadays. So thank you, Itel, for even putting that. But then I had struggles creating watch faces. Sometimes the network, or I don't know where it's coming from. The next thing is the timer, and the timer actually works, but unfortunately I was expecting the timer to always keep the screen on, but it turns off and works on the background. So it will also remind you once the timer is done. So some people can like that, but for me, I wanted to have a timer that would be on screen. And funny enough, the stopwatch is always on screen. So if you want something always on screen, you might have to use the stopwatch instead of the timer. But if you're okay with timer running on the background and vibrate or remind you when the time is up, it does that well too. The sleep monitor is a little bit tricky. First of all, it counts when you're seated and in the night and not doing anything asleep. I don't know. I did test whether it will actually take a reading on this desk. So I kept the watch there overnight. It didn't take any reading. So that's to show that the sleep, although it's not gimmick, it works, but I wouldn't say it's so accurate. But yeah, it does monitor when you're sleeping, if that's what you want to know. Well, are there gimmicks in this phone? Yes, I think I can pick one that doesn't function at all, and that is Find My Phone. I tested it with the iPhone 16 Pro. It doesn't work at all. And then if you also add that AI voice, that could just be the 2 things I see that is not working. But come on, there are loads and loads of features on this phone, and those cannot be actually deal breakers for the price. For about $15, and all you're getting here, that Bluetooth calling, I think the smartwatch is worth it. So what are my recommendations? While I cannot recommend this smartwatch to be a medical monitoring device on your hand, I can tell you with full conviction that this smartwatch does all the basics that is required of a smartwatch. Yes, it does that good. I've shown in the video that it's actually more accurate in counting steps more than the iPhone 16 Pro. And you know the amount of sensors on the iPhone 16 Pro? The Bluetooth calling is a lifesaver because this watch always reminds me, and also SMS. The vibrant screen. You will still see the screen clearly under the strong studio light. Lots of presets, customizable watch faces. There is even AI watch face creation, guaranteed 2 to 3 days battery life, IP68 rating. I mean, this is highly recommended, and for me this should be the base for anybody who wants to start a journey of smartwatch experience because it does the basics very well, and I am enjoying using this smartwatch. So let me hear from you in the comment section. What do you think? Would you get the Itel Smartwatch Fit O20 for a start? That's about $15. And make sure you follow me for more interesting tech tips here. Until I see you in the next one, it is peace. Subscribe. I see you.
Spherical.